Hi and welcome to screencast number 13 about using GoODF. The topic today is Percussive and the new HasIndependentRelease feature. Percussive has been around for a very long time, and it means that a sample doesn't have loop or cue marker in them. They are just played from the beginning to the end once, and that's it. They can have pitch or they can be pitchless, which means that when changing the temperament or changing the overall pitch of the instrument, sometimes we want the percussive samples to be changed and sometimes we don't want them to change. And we have to mark this or set this option for them correctly. So just to demonstrate, that was percussive, and here we have samples that are not percussive. They have loop and cue markers, which means that they are played, and when they reach the end of the loop it will repeat to the beginning and circle around until you release the key, and then it transitions to the release, which is marked by the release marker or supplied as separate releases. That's it for the samples. Then we have a look at this is just a percussive stop. It has 13 pipes and they are just percussive. They don't have any independent release and they do accept retuning, which means that these samples have a pitch definite in them and they can be changed. And that's okay. So tracker noises, on the other hand, they should not have a pitch in them. They are just noise. So at the moment there is nothing in this. So we will add them. We create new pipes. And we will do this in two rounds or two phases, since that's how the layout of the directories or folders are. Depending on, this could have been done in just one pass, but as it is done right now, I need to make it in two passes. So I create new pipes first. And we will have from the attacks, so we add them, and I will say that this is percussive. Yes, I want it applied. I should have done that earlier. And they should have independent release. Yes, I want it applied. And this does not accept retuning. So now that's fixed. I need to add the releases too, because at the moment they have just the attacks. So I add separate releases from another folder, like so. And now we have them working there. So that is one of the use cases. Perhaps I should show you another thing. With tracker noises, I usually want them to be responsive to how hard the user hits the keys. So I will change the minimum velocity volume in this case. And let's say I put it at 0.01 or 0.1, like so. Okay. That should work for that. So we move on to the stop noise, which is active when the stop is active and also when it's pushed in. And we used to make different tricks to achieve this earlier, but now we can do it much simpler by setting it to percussive and has independent release, yes. And we don't want it to be retuned. When a stop only has one pipe, it will be automatically played when the stop is active. So that is a good thing to keep in memory. So I will add an attack from the on here, and I will add a release from the off, like so. But at the moment there is nothing that say that when the percussive stop is active, it should also play the stop noise. So to achieve this, we will use switches, a switch, instead of directly controlling the stop. The user will be controlling a switch that has a function of input. It's receiving input from the user. This stop, however, should not receive input from the user. It is controlled by a switch instead, like so. And the stop noise also should be controlled by the same switch. So we need to change the stop noise to and add the percussive stop on off switch. But I also want to be able to disable the stop noises easily. So I add another switch. And since the function is and, this stop noise effect needs to have both the percussive stop on off and the draw stop noise on off to be played. And I will make a few changes here. So the tracker action can receive input, but I want it to be engaged by default, so it's on by default. And when the general cancel is pushed, I don't want anything to change. The user has to decide for that. So that is set, and I will do the same for the stop noise in on off. It will default to engaged and not change. So that is working now. And we need to display this on the panel. So on the main panel I will have the manual itself and not the stop, because that is not controlled by the user anymore, but this switch instead. So control and click on the elements, and I add them in one pass like this. Okay, and perhaps I want to change the naming, override this name of the switch for the user. So I will enter it here, like so. And on the noise control panel, I will add the tracker action and the draw stop noises on off, like so. And I will change the column for this so they won't collide. And perhaps these stop noises and tracker action is pretty soft in themselves, so I will go into here and add some gain to them, so they will be louder by default. This is of course your option to do the voicing, but I will do like this, and then I save the organ like so, and then we try to load it in, or open it rather, in GrandOrgue. And we'll see one sound when it's active and another when it's deactivated. And for the keyboard, so this is responsive to the velocity. So, and we have on the noise control panel an option to disable the tracker action and we have an option to disable the draw stop noises on off. So at this moment nothing is sounded, but if it's active it will sound. So that's it for this screencast. Thanks for watching. See you in future screencasts. Bye.